Let's talk about now Social Security and how many of you have been waiting right now. If you're on Social Security, you're on SSDI, SSI, Veterans Benefits, and you still have not received your stimulus check. Well, we've gotten an update today from the IRS because it seems like they're admitting what a disaster this has been. What a disaster the rollout of benefits being paid directly to those that already have a bank account set up. It's been a mess, right? Arguably, you should have gotten it sooner than anybody else, because you had a bank account already set up and you were receiving your monthly Social Security benefits. Now, here's just an example. Here's one gentleman, David. He's been getting his Social Security payment for 17 years. It comes as a direct deposit into his account. He's 73 years old, and he says they can't seem to get one stimulus check into my account that they already have on record. It just doesn't make sense to him. Yeah, and it doesn't make sense to me either. Now remember that the IRS was telling us, the Treasury Department was telling us, look, if you have Social Security benefits, if you have SSDI, SSI, you have a Veterans Affairs benefits, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything because you're already set up in the system. If you have dependents that we don't know about, you'll have to go in and add them. Okay, you'd have to go in and add them. They still screwed that up, right? Because so many people got less than they should have or more than, it was a mess. But now we're learning that these two departments have not been speaking. So the Social Security Department just doesn't speak to the IRS, so they don't have access the way that they thought they did. These government agencies are so archaic, they don't speak to each other. Totally different bureaucracies. So they're also now admitting that they have, as of today, the IRS is saying that they're now adding an additional 3,500 telephone employees, telephone representatives, to take phone calls about your stimulus checks. So if you have Social Security benefits and you still haven't received your check, what they're saying is, number one, to go to their website, go to irs.gov, and then go to the Get My Payment tab. It should give you an update. Now, if it doesn't, then you have to try to get on the phone with them. Try to get on the phone with them to see if you can find out the status of where your stimulus check is. So 3,500 new representatives are being hired by the IRS to take your phone calls. They know this is a mess. 3,500 people? You recall last week when we called the IRS, what a disaster that was. We just got an automated system. No human being. We tried to get through. We tried to find out the status of a stimulus payment. Couldn't. And they routed us back to their website again. It's a terrible system. It's incredibly disheartening how this thing is structured. The Social Security Administration said in a statement it released that it's been providing information to Social Security and SSI beneficiaries based on our working relationship with the IRS. Working relationship with the IRS? Do you really have a working relationship with the IRS? It added that the IRS is the lead on this, so passing the buck, right? Social Security Administration saying, we're not running the show over there, it's the IRS, they're running things, okay? And that any beneficiaries with questions has to go to irs.gov and click on that Get My Payment tab or call them on the phone. So right now the IRS is pointing out about the timing of the checks. They are saying that 4 million taxpayers will receive prepaid debit cards. So if they can't figure out how to get you a direct deposit, which they already have on file, they're going to mail you a debit card in the mail that will have your $1,200 stimulus check in that debit card that you can go and then take out if you want. So these are people that they don't think they had bank account information. So you might find that they already had your information, but they're still going to mail you this debit card in the mail. And this includes Social Security recipients. I saw one woman who wrote us here just this morning. She said for 15 years she's been receiving benefits and she still hasn't received her check. You were supposed to get it first, before everyone else. You were supposed to get it first, directly deposited. So 10 million people right now are still waiting for their stimulus checks. The Treasury said about 140 million have already gone out. The average Social Security payment in June 2019 was about $1,400 a month, which means the stimulus is, it's a large chunk of income for people. If you're counting on this, is basically like another Social Security payment that could really help. So There's so many people that are waiting for this right now. Senators are saying we need to get the IRS and the Treasury to fix this immediately. So you have Maggie Hassan and Jean Sheehan, representatives, and Ann McLean Cluster and Chris Pappas sent a letter to the IRS and the Treasury on Tuesday demanding that they fix this. They said, look, a lot of Social Security beneficiaries didn't even receive the proper amounts. They said that they didn't get their proper dependency amounts, and the IRS has said you'll have to wait until 2021 to get those extra dependency benefits on your tax return. Is that sufficient to you? So how many of you watching right now who didn't receive Social Security, or you are on Social Security but you have not received your check, you're on disability, have you received your check? Where are you in that status? Let us know in the comments below, where is your check? Have you received it, or was it less than it should have been? So if you go to the IRS's website, you go to that Get My Payment tab, and you input that information, you should be able to update that. If you can't, you need to try to get on the phone, give them a call the IRS number, and now that they've got 3,500 employees that they just hired to answer the phone, good luck. Hopefully it won't be an automated system. So hopefully we'll get some answers on the Social Security front.